Hello there, my name is Chisom Honorel, CEO Royal Bloom Cakes and Events, and I'll be taking you on a cake on the budget class.
So these are the ingredients you'll be needing to make this fluffy vanilla cake on a budget. This recipe was inspired by the hike of raw materials for making cake in Nigeria. So the whole idea is to help you make your fluffy, delicious vanilla cake on a budget, with a little amount of money. So our ingredients are ready and it's time to bake. Now you could do this with a mixer if you have one, but if you don't, you could use a bowl and a whisker as I'm using here. So first of all, you add your sugar, then you add your butter, and of course you add your vegetable oil and start creaming. So you cream, what they tell you in one direction. I don't know if you're a first time baker, but when you cream in one direction, it helps, the egg gets trapped in your batter. And that's basically what makes your cake fluffy. So as you can see, we are done creaming. It could take you about 10-15 minutes to do that. Now it's time for us to prepare our buttermilk. So you take your milk. I'm using Hollandia Evap for this, and then you measure out your vinegar, mix it together. Then you notice that it will curdle up a little, so that's when you can say, okay, it's called a buttermilk. Now you could buy yours, but of course it's on a budget, so I'll be teaching you how to make these things yourself at home. So our buttermilk is ready. Set it aside and whisk your egg. Whisk until it's quite fluffy. So it's time to add our egg. So you add a bit of it and then you cream. You cream until it's well mixed. Then you add a little again. You cream. And then you add the final quantity. I added it 3 times. So you just keep creaming until it's well incorporated into your batter. So as you can see, it's well incorporated. Our egg is well mixed with our batter. So it's time for us to add our flavor. For this particular cake, I'm using cream vanilla and milk delight. So we're supposed to put 1 teaspoon. So I'll be adding half of each of them. So half of the cream vanilla and then half of the milk delight. So we have a total of 1 teaspoon. So you mix it in, set it aside, and let's prep our dry ingredients. Now we're going to measure out our flour, 3 cups of flour. So when you're trying to measure your flour, you use a different cup to pour into your main cup, because if you just do it directly, you might have a larger quantity of flour. So we'll take our time, and I know it can be time consuming. So once you're done with that, you sieve your flour in case there are any dirt inside it. Also, to break down any hard chunks of flour, so it's time for us to add our baking powder. Remember, we're adding 3 teaspoons. Add your 3 teaspoons, and then you add your salt, half teaspoon of salt, and then you mix them up together. So I think that's all for our dry ingredients. Now it's time to start adding them to our batter. So it's simple. You add a little of the dry ingredients, you cream. Once you get it incorporated, you add a little of your buttermilk. Remember our buttermilk that we did and we set aside? You add a little of it and you add it. So you're going to alternate. You add the dry ingredients and then you cream. You add your buttercream and then you cream. So you keep doing that until the 2 of them are exhausted. So basically, you start out with your flour, and the last thing you'll be putting is your flour. So we are done with mixing, we're done with mixing our cake. It's time for us to pour into our pan. So we're working with two 8 inches pan, and I've already prepped my pan. It's just simple. You apply a bit of margarine on it. You could also put paper lining, but for this particular cake I didn't put paper lining. So just apply your margarine on your pan. Make sure you grease it very well, and then you pour your cake batter into the pan. It's ready to go into the oven, as you can see. So you bake for about an hour until your cake is slightly brown. It will be springy to touch, and you could also check with a silver stick. Insert it into the middle of the cake. Once it comes out neat, then it means that your cake is completely baked. So our cakes are out of the oven. They're nice and brown, smelling really nice. I wish you guys were here. So I'm going to cut this one so that we could see what it looks like on the inside. It's really fluffy and it's soft and it's so yummy. Wow, guys, don't mind me. So I'm going to cut this one so you can see what it looks like. It's so soft and it's fluffy, as you can see. It's not persisting, and it's it's still nice.
I'd like to know if you tried this recipe at home. Don't forget to put down your questions and your comments, and don't forget to give us your comments, your feedback.